Thank you, everybody. It's my third week anniversary in office in the new job as Deputy Secretary of State for Management. Let's just say there's no warm-up period. You jump right into the deep end, but it's been a great experience. Great to be back at the State Department for my third go-around. I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to really thank all of you for all the work that you've done over the years for the community and to support all of us, including me. When people ask me about how was it possible you became the U.S. Ambassador to India, it is really because of all of the work that all of you did. You all opened all these doors, you all supported our community, you all worked so hard and so really so hard at every turn. I have to also thank my parents who tell a great immigrant story about showing up in the United States. In 1963, my dad tells me that story so many times of showing up with $14 and a bus ticket. Sometimes he's got $22, sometimes he's got $14.
$8.
Yes.
$8.
But he and my mom are why I'm here today. He turns 91 years old today. So today
Wow,
is
congratulations.
Happy birthday to her.
It was also, let me just say, the honor of a lifetime to go serve as ambassador in India. And again, for my parents who started here with nothing, for their son to go back 50 years later as the U.S. ambassador is really a long shot. But I was so honored to go back to those places where my parents were from, particularly in Punjab. And I saw the one-room house where my mom settled after the partition. I saw where my dad grew up in a house with no electricity or running water. I went to the schools where my mother and grandmother taught, and I saw those schools, and some 70 and 80-year-old women came out and they squeezed my cheeks and they said, without your mother and grandmother, we would not be here today. So it tied the whole story completely together. And we were also able to get a lot of things done. And all of you know that our U.S.-India relationship has had its ups and downs. But really, over the last 23 years or so, we have been going up. And not without a few dips here and there, and not without some challenging issues. But I think back to what President Eisenhower said in 1959, the first president to go to India, that if the U.S. and India were the closest of friends, the world would be a safer place. Another president said that when he was the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee in the year 2000. Joe Biden said the same thing about the U.S. and India. So you've got a very, very strong believer in the relationship. And it is the most consequential relationship of this century. Why? India is in the most critical geostrategic location, in a very tough neighborhood, but in a critically important neighborhood. Second, India is going to lead the world in every category in the next few years. It's already become the most populous country. Has the world's biggest middle class, the greatest number of college graduates, the greatest number of internet users, the third largest economy, the third largest military, the world's largest democracy, the greatest development and industrialization taking place today, and migration of people going from rural parts of India into cities. 100 new airports are being built in India just today. So this is a country on the move. You can feel it when you're there, you can see it when you're there, and there's no doubt that the U.S. wants to continue to be the closest of partners with India as it's on that move. And India is playing an even more greater leadership role in the world, chair of the G20, doing a very important job in that respect. And so as we look at India's trajectory and we look at our partnership, we then look at the areas in which we're cooperating. Our trade numbers are breaking records. Our defense relationship India is the only country we've ever designated as a major defense partner of the United States. Our economic and trade, but our biggest pathway, I think, is in energy and in clean energy. And so you look at all the different areas, and we've made progress. Now, as I said, it's not perfectly straight line up. We have our challenges. I think every one of you in this room may have contacted me about visa wait times in India. Let me assure you, we are working on it, and we have a solution. We have a great ambassador that just went out, and we have a terrific team there, and we will solve this issue. We will solve this issue on behalf of all of you, because I know how important it is. Let me just mention, I think the issue that is most important to me, and I think is really the glue that holds this relationship together, and that is our people-to-people ties. You know, governments are inherently slow, and governments are behind where the people are, where the businesses are, where the students are, where the innovators are. And so we have to continue to support all those people who want to come here. We have to support all the connections that all of you have, and that's why the work that all of you have been doing is so critically important. We are two of the world's most important countries, but we are the two largest democracies in the world. And we can't forget that. And we are uniquely situated to support each other. And so all of these dreams and aspirations that people have here, we have to support them, defend them, and defend their kind of social justice and their rights. I think I will just maybe close with this, the story of my mother, who came again in 1963, but she was so excited when she could finally become a U.S. citizen. And she worked so hard, and she studied for her U.S. citizenship exam. And when she passed the exam, and when she was sworn in, she came home, and she took the small American flag that she was given at the ceremony, and she put it on the kitchen windowsill, right next to her Indian spices. And my mother was someone who spoke with an accent. My mother was someone who wore sari on most days. I have these visions of her standing in the blowing and drifting snow, waiting for the bus to come pick her up to take her to work. English was not her first language. My mother was Hindu, very proudly. But my mother was also a great American. My mother was a great American. And we cannot forget that's what this country is built on. The hard work of all of you, the hard work of my parents, people who come here and immigrate and are able to contribute not just to this country, but to the ties that go back and forth. So let's think about that in the months and weeks and years ahead, these individual stories. And not everyone has it easy here. And so we've got to look out for those people who are struggling and those people who need a little helping hand. And that will make the relationship stronger. Yes, the governments will do their part, but let's remember what really makes this relationship great. It's the great people of India and it's the great people of the United States who've come together. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the opportunities that you've given me over my lifetime, and we'll continue to make you proud, and I hope to see you all at the State Department one day soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.